To PASTACAST.
Welcome.
So we are live on podtrash.com and in the Discord on Talk About It. You can go in there and you can listen there too. Just make sure your mic's off. And if Kleenex doesn't, if he unmutes his mic, he's getting booted from the whole thing. So, and if anyone wants to call in, the number is Oh, you're so sweet, Kleenex. 917-477-7701 or Wish Dishmeen on Skype. Okay, so do you want me to start it?
Yeah, go ahead. Well, can I talk a little bit first or no?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, first of all, I want to thank you and Wish for facilitating this. I sort of want to explain to people, what this is about. This is not a pod trash show that's for every week. This is basically, I asked Robin if she would be kind enough to play this for one night and see how it goes, and that's what she's doing. And if it works out, it'll either be here or somewhere. But it's not a show that's planned. It's something that I put together, and what it is I wanted to try and put together a podcast that's just personal experiences of mine, and I'm hoping to stimulate other people to talk about their own personal experience, and perhaps have just a little different kind of a podcast than what we've been used to. So I'm hoping that we get rid of the drama and we get rid of the doxers. And the other thing I wanted to do is I want to shout out to Len, who is not feeling so hot, and hope that if he's listening, he's feeling better. And the other thing I wanted to do, which is in spite of the fact that I really can't stand Danny, I do hope his daughter Leilani, who's really a lovely kid, I hope she heals up quickly. She just had surgery. So,
oh, no.
Anyways, with that, let's get going.
I hope Len and Milani, is it? Leilani. I hope they're okay. Okay, ready? Let's get going then. So I'm gonna mute myself then while we're going.
Me too.
Okay, cool. Okay.
It's time for my podcast, now from my kitchen table in my home in the bowels of the city of Toronto. I have arrived.
This is PASTACAST. Welcome. You are a part of history being made. PASTACAST, the much-anticipated, long-awaited show devoted to Pasta's 17 fans and 22 haters. PASTACAST, the game changer, the first, the last and the only. Now, without further ado, please welcome our host, moderator, supporting cast, producer and director, Jimmy Pasta Fajoli.
What the fuck? What the fuck? The fuck time is it? Holy fuck. Who the fuck's calling me now? Hello?
Good morning, Mr. Fajoli.
Leave me alone. The fuck do you want? Fuck off!
Good morning. It is Tuesday, January 22nd. It's a little after 10 a.m. and I am pre-recording my very first PASTACAST for release. This is my first and it's possibly the last and only because let's see what happens. I have a couple of obstacles that I have to deal with and I think I've got a couple of minor fixes. So this particular PASTACAST may not have the sound quality that I really yearn for, but if it works out, we'll get some better equipment. I have what used to be a great microphone, which now seems to have a bit of a hiss, although I've discovered software that does noise reduction, but unfortunately when you do noise reduction, you also diminish the quality of the voice part. So here we go. I just listened back to that little preamble I did, and the thing I really notice is that I'm very congested and that I'm a little bit hoarse. It is winter in Canada, and it is very dry in the house. And we have a new cat. His name is Hank, and I'm kind of allergic to Hank, so I have to live with it. In the meantime, that's my first topic, which is Boots and Hank. This past November, we lost our beloved cat, Boots. He finally succumbed to a cancer, which at first was kind of slow moving, but towards the end it really became very difficult for him, and we had to say goodbye to him in November. It was a very sad event. There was a lot of crying. The house just was very cold and empty when Boots was gone. After about a week with Boots gone, my wife said to me one day, "We got to get another cat," which is what I had felt from the minute Boots was gone, because the house really felt so cold and so empty without Boots around. I knew that we couldn't replace Boots because Boots was a unique character, and he was 15 years old and was very comfortable, and he was a unique cat. And what I mean was, even though he was an indoor cat, he was an outdoor cat. He used to go out on the porch. He used to stay on our property. He really didn't venture off the property. He used to come when I whistled. He was kind of like a dog. And we knew that the chances of having another cat that would ever be that comfortable were slim and none. But about a week into Boots being gone, she came to me and she said, "Look, I can't take this. Let's see if we can find another cat." And I thought, well, okay. And the way we went about it was we started looking on, there's an app here called Kijiji, which is kind of like Craigslist, and buy and sell things and advertise things, free service that's localized by community. So we looked up cats, and sure enough, there was tons of cats that were up for adoption, and we began to make inquiries out and about there. And what we found was that almost every one of the cats that were put up for adoption were no longer available because Kijiji is not very good at taking down ads, because let's face it, they want to look like they've got a lot of ads. So there was a lot of disappointment. We'd read an ad and see a wonderful cat, try and contact the people, and rarely hear back from them. And occasionally we hear back that the cat is gone. But one day we were looking, and the other thing was we were kind of looking at kittens and young cats. Never occurred to us that we would want to do an older rescue cat. Well, one day we were looking through Kijiji, and we ran across a picture of Hank. And I think a lot of you know what Hank looks like. He's this huge beast of a cat. And when we got him, he was around 17 pounds, because we did get him. He's 7 years old, and his story was that he was living with an older person who had to go into a facility, and he ended up going to, not a shelter, but there's a vet in the east side of Toronto in an area called the Beaches who takes in a couple of animals here and there when they need shelter, and he keeps them on the third floor, and they keep them until somebody adopts them. And they had Hank for over a year because Hank is 7 years old, and when we got him, he was a little ornery. He was a biter. But there was something about him that was very charming. It was hard to put your finger on, but when we went to see him the first time, he literally jumped in your lap. The problem was when you went to pat him, he would bite you. But he was so beautiful and so, even though he's big, he's really muscular. He's like a very athletic fat guy, a sumo wrestler. Anyways, long story short, we adopted Hank. It took us about a week of consideration, and we took him and we brought him home, and he's been with us now, what is it, December, January. He's like 2.5 months, and I got to tell you, it's like he's always been here. He doesn't bite anymore. He's become a real suck. I mean, if you're a cat person, you might appreciate this, but he loves to lie on his back, and he loves having his belly rubbed and his chin rubbed and his head rubbed. If you walk by him, he'll grab you with his both his paws pull you over to get a rub. He's not declawed. We're not going to declaw him. I built a scratching post for him, and he took to it right away, and thank God the furniture's surviving. And Hank is part of the house now. The only problem is I'm allergic to cats. I was allergic to Boots, and I'm allergic to Hank. Like I say, he's not Boots, he's Hank. He's a different personality. He's a wonderful personality, and we're so happy we have him. I highly recommend getting a rescue pet because they're used to people, and I don't know. We love them. The only thing I would add to this story is that we do think about Boots every day, and we do miss him dearly. Rest in peace, buddy.
Hello?
Hello.
Shit. I'm sorry about Boots. That's really sad. Did they all come as parts?
Again?
Did they all come as parts? Because I Whoosh loaded it, but it stopped, and now I'm not sure where to find the second one.
It just continues from the first. It's 29 minutes long. It just keeps going.
It didn't. It stopped, and that was. Hold on one second. Whoosh. Can you hear the clicking? He's playing a video game. Whoosh. Hello? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Whoosh. He can't. Whoosh. It stopped playing. Did you do it in parts? Are there parts? Are you sure you sent the whole thing?
I sent the entire thing. Should I send it again?
No. Hold on. Okay.
That's the beginning.
The frick?
What I had felt from the minute Boots was gone ads, because let's face it, they want to look like they've got a lot of ads.
Because it stopped after.
There was a lot of disappointment. We'd read an ad and see.
Sorry, everybody.
It should be 29 minutes.
I know, but it played the part and then it stopped, and then now I have to find the next part. Oh, okay.
It's not parts, it's all one thing.
Yeah, but it stopped.
Did he parse it?
No, it stopped though. It did stop. I didn't press stop.
On cats, never occurred to us that we would
It's
want
probably
to
right there.
do an older rescue cat. Well, one day,
Yeah, there, perfect. Okay, this is better. Can I pause it here? Hello? Pasta?
Hello.
Okay. Yeah, that losing an animal is the hardest.
It's really tough. And
Hey, can I tell you something
and when you lose the
Yeah.
go ahead.
Can I
Go
tell you
ahead.
something completely unrelated, but that I remembered at the very beginning and I wanted to mention? Did you hear about this girl that was there was an Amber Alert for this girl this morning?
Oh, last night. You know what? At 11:37 last night, my phone started making this incredible noise, which I never heard before. It scared the crap out of me. And there was an Amber Alert for an 11-year-old girl who disappeared. And sadly, they found her this morning. She was dead. Her father killed her.
Yeah. They said that they got so many calls from people complaining about the Amber Alert.
That's a little hard to believe.
Isn't
and apparently
it?
you
And
can
they said
turn
the
that off if you
police-
want.
Yeah, they were calling 911, and the police were like, what the fuck? It's an Amber Alert. Everyone should have a little bit of awful.
It was kind of sad. It was very sad.
It's
actually.
really sad. It's completely sad.
People weren't used to it. It's like in this country, as you know, we haven't had that up till now. But
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. Anyway, but Hank is a great cat, and now it's, it happens with pets.
Hank is amazing, and he fills the house with life. And if you don't have a pet, I feel really bad for you.
And if you have a pet, I feel really bad for you as well.
Well,
Either
if you have
way,
a pet, you lose them. That's the problem with pets, is they just don't live long enough.
I know. They're annoying, but if you don't have them, it's sad. But if you have them, it's really annoying that you have to clean up after them all the time. And
makes
that
your
they
life
eat
feel
stuff,
like
and they
full.
pee on stuff, and they are a pain in the ass.
I have to comment on something. Like, you look at the chat and there's like 90% of the people are kind of chill and fun to be with. And about 10% of the people have mental issues. And I wish they would take their mental issues to a fucking psychiatrist.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Okay.
Let them express themselves.
Yeah. If it makes them feel better. Okay.
Yeah, I think we're doing a service.
Okay. Let's continue.
Let's continue.
Like many people around me, I tend to become obsessive about the things.
Hey, can I say something? I find the music behind a little bit annoying. It's unnecessary.
You know what? Look, I'm experimenting. I was playing with it, and it sort of sounded empty without it. But I just have to listen. Maybe I'll do this again. Maybe I won't. We'll see.
I one time was really high, and I thought that it would be nice to play music behind because I felt like it was really empty without it. But I think that was the only time that I played music behind what I was saying because otherwise it's distracting, I find.
I just wanted to say to you that more than one time I was really high.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'll continue.
That I find interest in. My interests tend to change now and again, but when I do get into something, I really drill down deep. My latest obsession is van living, van life, RV living. I don't know why, because I really don't want to live in a van or live in an RV, but I love looking at the conversions people do and how they do it and how intelligently they figure out how to use minimal space. That's all I've been doing lately is watching YouTube videos about people who bought Sprinter vans and converted them. I happen to own a Sprinter van, so that's probably why I take so much interest in that particular conversion, but I have to admit that I'll never do it. I can't see myself living in such a confined space. But there is something that really does appeal about the whole idea of living a minimal life and really cutting it down to what we really need and what we truly enjoy, as opposed to surrounding ourselves by all these things that we think we need and we think we enjoy. And that's what I sort of want to talk about now. I found myself this morning looking at an ad for a drone, and I came very close to ordering it when all of a sudden I realized, why the fuck do I want to own a drone? What, so I can take some nice aerial pictures of the neighborhood or some nice aerial pictures of who the hell knows what? But, there's a perfect example. I mean, I look at the technology and it certainly looks like fun, and I'd love to possibly try it for a few minutes or a few hours. But when you really get down to it, what the heck am I going to do with that thing? I don't need it, and I think I want it because everything we see that's advertised, somehow we convince ourselves that we want, but what is it for? To fill some void in our life? What will owning a drone do to the quality of my life? Well, the answer is nothing. And I came that close to ordering it, but I did not order it. And I'm really happy I didn't, because that's some money that I saved that I would have spent for no reason. I've got all sorts of technology and toys and tools and things. I've got boxes of things I've purchased that I've never opened. But, that's why this whole idea of living minimally is really appealing to me, because I just think about all the time and the effort and the energy and the money we waste desiring things to what? To fill some void. But the reality is, we don't need those things to fill the void. What we need to do is fill the void. We don't need to buy things or own things to do that. We need to improve ourselves somehow so that when there is a void, we find a way to fill it intellectually, which is a lot cheaper than ordering a drone. Well, so there you go. There won't be a van conversion and there won't be a drone in my life. But it is fun to look at what other people do with those things, and it is fun to look at people trying to live in a van together, living in close quarters, and you got to admire people who are able to do that. I mean, we have a house, and we get on each other's nerves from time to time. We have lots of space to avoid each other, but I can't even imagine if we lived in a 14 by 7, 100 square feet of van. the freedom of traveling around and staying where you want to stay and seeing a large part of the world, that appeals to me. So, from that perspective, I like the idea of van life. I like the thought of being able to just go from place to place, stay where I want, watch the sunset, watch the sunrise, camp on the ocean, camp by a lake, whatever. But the reality is, it's more fun to do it vicariously on YouTube than it is to do it in reality, certainly at my age. Maybe when I was in my 20s, but not now. The fact is, I've lived like that. I traveled most of the world when I was younger, and I've lived in a van. I actually did live in a van when I was in my 20s for a good part of a year off and on. I drove all over Europe and North Africa in an MGB, and then I bought a van and continued my trip and actually went overland through Turkey and Iran and Afghanistan, India, Pakistan and India. But that's a very long time ago, and it's probably the most interesting thing I can tell you about, because the things I do now are kind of rather mundane, although I do enjoy them. But I think what people want to hear about in the podcast is the unusual. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk in the next segment about some of the trip that I made through those places I just mentioned, and tell you about some of the experiences I had doing that. Good.
Hello?
I hate the background music. It's fucking awful. Who is this guy?
It's okay. It's just kind of, a little.
No, I just don't like it.
Yeah.
It's funny, like what you envision, and like I've never done this before, so it doesn't matter. But I don't think I would do that again.
Yeah, it gets kind of, well, also because, like, I don't know, when you get, like, it's a reel, right? Like, it just goes over and over. I don't know.
Well, part of the problem is, like, I didn't want to use copyright music. Mm-hmm. So I'm using all this fucking free bullshit that's crap.
Oh, yeah.
So that's part of the problem. Like, I could have used good music. Mm-hmm. Nick wants me to talk about who I hate in detail. They're all here. Anyways, we'll talk about that after this thing is over.
After this one? Okay. So continue.
If you'd like to.
Okay.
Manical morning. It is Sunday, January 27th, 2019, and the entire city woke up to 6 to 8 inches of snow, which has been drifting and is as high as an elephant's asshole in places. So all my plans for the day have been changed, and this is nothing new. Welcome to living in Toronto. It was as high as 40 degrees last week, and everything was flooding and wet, and looked like spring was just around the corner, and right now it looks like winter is only just beginning. I have a new task. I had the whole day planned, and like I say, it's out the window. I have a new task, and that is to siphon the old gasoline out of my snowblower, which I haven't used yet. Last snowstorm we shoveled by hand because it was kind of lofty and light, and I didn't really want to prepare my snowblower, which I probably should have done in the fall, but that would have been good planning. So here we go. I have my siphon. I have to go outside and dust the snow off the cover on my snowblower and pull the cover off, and then I have to find my gas can, and that would be 2 gas cans actually. I need to find my gas can that I use for emptying my siphoned gas into, and then one of these days that 20-liter can is going to have to be dumped somewhere. I haven't figured that out yet. Been using it for 4 or 5, just for a while now. And then I'm going to siphon the old gas, because what happens, I'm told, although I really don't believe it, is that if you leave it for more than 3 or 4 months, the water and gas will separate, and if you start a 2-stroke, 4-stroke, or I think I'm going to have a stroke if I try and shovel the snow. But if you start one of these snowblower engines with old gas in the reservoir and with the water separated, that you will get water in the cylinder and create sludge. The reason it doesn't matter with a car is because cars burn so hot that they burn the water away before because it's carbureted. I don't know. Who cares? Does anyone really care? I just have to go out there, siphon the gas into a jerry can, put this stuff that I call rocket fuel, which is this stuff that you're supposed to replace the siphoned gas with before the winter starts. It's a very, very volatile substance that you can replace the gas with, and you can run the engine on without a problem. So I will put 2 cans of that stuff, there's about $20 worth of chemical, into my snowblower, start it up. I have an electric start, so if push comes to shove, I'll have to find a long extension cord and plug it in. And there you go. Bottom line, I've been talking for 3 minutes about nothing. When I get back, I'll report on how that went. See you later. Bye.
It's been really, really awful here. So Claire is messaging asking what the number is. So I'm going to tell him what it is, but the problem is that 917-477-7701. The issue is that now Skype doesn't let you add people, so I have to add him, but he's like, no, I'm going to call. So, I mean,
Well, what we can do is if he called me, I could add him. I have to call him and add him.
Right.
And then it would work.
Yep.
So basically, if I can get his number, I can call him.
You could call him.
We're almost at a segment that's kind of interesting because so far.
Oh, never mind. He said not calling now with big exclamation marks.
Okay. Well, the point is, there was one segment of this that is kind of interesting. Like, it's been a learning experience, obviously. Right. But keep going.
But I just want to say to Claire or anyone else that the other option is if you go into the Discord, there's a bunch of people in there. There's like 8 people and everyone has their mic off. But if you go in, say Claire was to go in, he could unmute his mic and he could talk through there and we'll hear him instead, because that would be...
Yeah, that would work. But the only thing I've asked you to do is keep the assholes out if you can.
Yeah, I will. Reggie said Claire won't give you his number. I didn't ask for his number. I just said... Does he have Skype? I could add his name. I could add his Skype name. But anyway, he can
go into the Discord and talk without giving out his information.
Right. Exactly. Okay. So anyway, I am going to continue. Yes.
You can continue, but you got to do it before I get so loaded I can't talk.
Okay.
Good morning. It's now February the 1st. It's almost 9 a.m. It's a Friday, so I have a little more time. And the podcast that is never going to happen
February 1st was my
proceeds. Before I go on with some real content, I have to explain something. I don't have to spleen anything if I don't want to, but I am going to make it clear why the nondescript, not so great, well, I shouldn't say not so great, because people worked hard to make this stuff. The music, the free music, the music that won't get me a strike on every platform that I can post this podcast on. And what I mean is I put the stuff up on YouTube or SoundCloud, and they have this software out there that goes out and listens to everything everyone does, and if there's any copyrighted music on it that you don't have the right to use, they make a strike against you and you cannot use it. You try and upload and either they remove the sound or they just, in the SoundCloud instance, they don't even post the thing. You waste your time. So I am getting free music where I can. I also have a music generator with a piece of software I own that makes this really nondescript noise because it sounds so empty with no music. And I'm sure some of you will say, I hate the music so much, I'd rather it sounded empty, but I feel comfortable with something going on. Right now, we're listening to something, it's free, and I can't remember who it's from. I will attribute it later. I think it's called Slow Burn, and I think it's from Incomptech, but I'll have to check that out. So without further ado, let's move on. Last time I was talking to you, I had pointed out that I will tell some of the stories that I have of my world travels many, many years ago. And I thought today I'd actually share the story of the lead up to my world travels. And I guess the place to start would be I was attending York University. I was in a general arts course. I was majoring in humanities and sociology, and I went to a school which was called Glendon College of York University, which is actually a French-speaking college, which just goes to show you how fucked up I was when I got out of high school, because I did terrible in French. I think I went to summer school for French 1 year, but when I applied to various universities, I got accepted to Glendon College of York University, where they actually taught not all, but most of the courses in French. And my thinking was that, okay, I'll pick up French, I'll learn it, and it'll just mean that I'll be able to have that many more careers open to me in Canada, where we are called a bilingual country. I say called because I live in Toronto, and you can go all day, and the only language you hear is Cantonese and Farsi, and some English, but you sure don't hear any French. There I was at York University studying things. I didn't even know what the hell I was studying, because in half the classes they were talking French, and I was perhaps a little buzzed and a little zoned out and a little could care less. But I used to ride my motorcycle to school every day. It was second year. I got through first year. I have no idea how I got through first year. It was second year, and everything was great. I used to ride my motorcycle up to the college, and it was a beautiful setting, and it was in a ravine, and the whole thing was centered around this big old mansion in a big estate that some guy left to the university. And there were good things about that place. They had an amazing phys ed complex with a great swimming pool, but I digress. February came, and it got fucking cold, and the motorcycle was no longer viable, and I was just like, I can't do this. I cannot do this any longer. And my mind started to wander, and I had a friend who was traveling the world, who had left the previous spring and had been sending us all letters and missives and postcards and all sorts of correspondence, telling us about the great time he was having. Little did I know he was sitting in jail in Kabul, Afghanistan. By the time I actually got the bug, I decided, yeah, I'm going to travel. And so I decided I'm going to travel. I am going to attempt to move this story along a little quicker, which I really can't do. I just don't have the ability. I don't move that quick. But here we go. I decided to travel, and then the task became, how do you do it? So I got myself a passport. At the time, I owned a used MGB. It was old, and it was absolutely undependable. It only worked when the weather was warm and dry. It didn't work in the rain. It didn't work in the cold. But I loved that car. It was a convertible, because all MGs were convertibles, and it still had life on it. And I really, I tried to sell it, but I couldn't get the price for it, and I didn't know what to do. I was going to have to put it into storage, when all of a sudden I got this incredibly bad idea, which was, why don't I take my MG to Europe with me? The car that had been shipped from England to be sold in Canada, I decided I'll take it to Europe. So I arranged, I actually did this. Let me explain something. I had a small inheritance, which I was in the middle of burning my way through, and I decided I'm going to take some money and I'm going to ship my car, and I did the investigation, found out I could ship it to Manchester in Great Britain, and I did. It cost, I think at the time it cost for the shipping maybe $1,500 return to get it there and to have it sent back again, which at the time was a lot of money. And never mind the fact that it was a lot of money, it was amongst the worst ideas I've ever had, but I did it. I arranged to ship my car, and I did ship my car to England, which was my point of arrival, and that's what I did. And so it was. By late spring, I was on a jet plane heading to England. I truly cannot remember the flight to England at all, although it was probably the second time I was ever on a plane. I arrived in London, England, and I had some plans in hand. I had books on how to travel Europe inexpensively, and I had done my research, and I had talked to people, friends of mine who had been and come back. And what I figured I would do, which is what I did, was I headed to an area called Sussex, where they had bed and breakfasts, and I found a bed and breakfast that was fairly reasonable. I can't remember how much I paid, but it wasn't that much money. And I checked in, and I had a room up on the 3rd floor. It was a cold, damp, awful place, but it was my first place in Europe that I stayed. And I got myself in place, and that night I decided to go down to Trafalgar Square and try and score some dough. Why I decided to go to Trafalgar Square was on advice from other stupid friends, because Trafalgar Square is a really busy, touristy, large space full of tons of people and tons of police and Secret Service, and I don't know. Well, I was young and stupid, but I went to Trafalgar Square, and I don't think I was there 10 minutes walking around with a I'm looking for dope look on my face, you know, Canadian flag on my knapsack, walking around with the knapsack. Why the hell I was walking around with the knapsack, I don't know. I had a room already, but, you know, you wanted to let the world know that you were a world traveler. So I was there about 10 minutes when this fellow walked up to me and said, "You want to buy some dope?" I couldn't believe my luck. "Yeah, what do you got?" I asked. "I've got hashish," he responded. "Can I get a quarter?" I asked. "Of course you can," he responded. I said, "Let me see it." He said, "Wait right here." And he runs out and down an alley and disappears, and I'm standing there like a moron. Now I'm freaking nervous, looking around, paranoid. I haven't even got anything, and I'm already freaking out. The guy reappears, all out of breath and excited, and he says, "Oh, open your hand." And I open my hand, and he puts a little wrapped up piece of foil in my hand, which was nowhere near a quarter ounce of hashish. He says, "Take a look." And so I open it up, and there's this black stuff. He says, "Quick, shut it, the coppers are coming." And I close it up, and he says, "Give me 10 Yankee dollars. And dug into my pocket, and I found 10 Yankee dollars, and it had been my intention to take a closer look at it. But as I'm getting the money out of my pocket, and I've got the foil in my other hand, he yells, "It's the coppers, it's the pigs!" And he grabs the $10 and runs away, and I'm standing there holding a piece of foil, and I am freaked out, and I started to run, and I turned the corner, and I went down the alley, and then I went up the street and down the alley around the corner until I was totally lost. First night in London, I got hash in my pocket, I got the coppers following me, and I am freaked out. I ran till I found a subway stop. I got on the subway. I went the wrong way. When I figured out I went the wrong way, I went the right way. I came back. I get all the way back to my room in Sussex Gardens. I go up to the 3rd floor. I am freaked out of breath. I open my piece of foil, and I have what looks like a piece of rabbit shit soaked in black shoe polish. I got ripped off.
Hello, Andy wants to say something. Andy Cruz, welcome. Andy, you have to unmute yourself. Can you unmute yourself in Discord, Andy?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Hey.
Okay. Is Pasta there?
I am here.
Okay. I just have one critique about what's going on. Okay.
Are you driving?
You obviously you recorded all this. It's fine. I like the story so far, right? But you're live now. You know what I'm saying?
So, this started out was
You know what I'm saying, Pasta?
show, and then I decided.
People want to hear you now live.
Show.
I think it's hard for Pasta. You're too low. Can you talk a bit louder?
Let me turn it up. Is that better?
Can you hear him now, Andy?
Better.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just saying, you're live now. I mean, the stories are good. Whatever you're doing, I'm liking it. But if you have something to say and you want to record it like that, you could just give it to Robin and she'll post it, and we can download it and listen to it. But like I'm saying, you're live now. You have an audience here.
Yeah.
You should be talking to them.
It started, I was going to do a pre-recorded show. And then I decided I wanted to take calls and talk to people in between segments. So it's sort of a genesis. Like I'm listening to it, and I wish I had done the whole thing live. I wish I hadn't had the background music. Like I wish a lot of stuff. But it's the first time, so it's, it is what it is. But we're going to go past this, and we're going to be live in a few minutes. It's almost over. I'm sure a lot of people will really be happy that it's almost over.
Okay, because I'm listening to it and I get it. But I thought it was going to be the whole thing was going to be pre-recorded. I didn't know you guys are going to be live. But I just wanted to say that because, I mean, you got an audience right now. There's people here. You got your haters here. That's great. You got people that, you can fuck with. So, I mean, if they're listening to something recorded, they'll just probably leave and they could download it later, I'm just saying that, you got people here,
we're gonna go forward and we're gonna talk and you can bust my chops. I don't really give a shit. In fact, I hope some people do. I'd like Nick to call in because he's a good chops buster. But anyways, it's almost over, so we'll play the last segment and then we're gonna go live.
All right, no problem. I'm actually gonna pick somebody up, so I'm good.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Andy.
Okay.
Just mute yourself.
Yeah, I'm trying right now.
Okay, cool. Okay, I'm gonna
carry on.
Thank you. I think that works well if you go into Discord and then unmute yourself and talk, because if you call in on Skype, then I'm gonna have issues because it's hard to add people, so I have to add you back. So that anyway. Okay, let's continue.
Because Claire would like to call in. He's asking me to call him. He actually gave me his number, but I think it would be better if he called in.
Okay.
And then you would add me. Would that work?
Oh, so he calls on Skype. If he calls me, listen, this is what's going to happen. He calls me. I'm going to hang up with you, and then I will add you back to the call. Okay? So
I'll call back in again.
No, I'll add you back.
Oh, you'll call me. Okay,
I'll call you because but you have to hang up from our conversation, and then I'll add you again.
Okay, so
whenever he calls,
I'll
hang up
with you. We'll play
you.
the last segment, and then we'll do that.
Okay, cool. Okay, let me play the next one.
Okay, it's time to discuss a requested topic, which is how to hold a grudge. I don't know what's wrong with people. People do the worst kind of things to other people, and those other people turn around and forgive and forget. Well, I'm not from that camp. I belong in another camp. I think you need to know how to hold a grudge. I don't know how you can have any pride, any personal sense of self-worth when you can't even hold a goddamn grudge. Okay, so let me explain how this works. Somebody pisses you off, you never talk to them again. I don't mean you have to walk around and badmouth them to the world. I don't mean you have to short sheet their bed or key their car. All you have to do is never talk to them again. What is so difficult to understand about that? Hold a fucking grudge. It feels good. Trust me.
As they say in the colonies, that is all that she wrote. The fat lady is singing. The show is over. Send cash to Pasta if you want more. Ta-ta for now. Call me maybe.
Is that it?
That is it.
Well, I felt like I saw that it was like a long time more, and then it just ended.
Well, yeah, I ran out of stuff. No,
it was me. I misinterpreted the thing.
I'm gonna hang up, and we're gonna ask Claire to call in.
Ask
or do you want to wait? Do you want to wait till he calls in?
I'm gonna.
Give them the number.
The number is 917-477-7701. If anyone wants to call in, then I'm going to pick up and Pasta, I'll add you back.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to hang up. Bye now.
Everyone in chat is saying no, Claire.
Okay, well, whatever. Just if anyone else calls in, that's fine. Nick, call in. Instead of like, Nick, you don't want Claire, call in.
Yeah, we can't have so many people because then it's hard to add. Like I said, the easiest way is to go into Discord and talk in the talk about it and just unmute yourself and just say, hey, and then I will know that you want to talk in the Discord. We don't have to have regular. I know there's like some radio rules. There's like rules like you have to be introduced, but you can just say hello.
Okay, and limit people to a few minutes, please.
Sorry?
And limit people to a few minutes.
Okay, you can just say thank you for your call.
Okay, I'm listening right now.
Okay. What? You're hanging up? Okay. Thank you very much for your call. Oh, Pasta's now in Discord with your mic on. Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, does this work?
It does work.
Oh, I'm impressed.
You know what? I think last time it didn't work because you had someone on Skype. Nicole?
That might have been the case.
Hey, welcome.
So the most important part of this PASTACAST is the very end where he's saying, if you're going to hold a grudge, and don't talk to anybody. And then he didn't, go into any discussion about it.
Oh, we can discuss it now.
He just throws it out there. He just throws it out there.
More. Yeah.
With a little echo, and then doesn't discuss anything.
I felt like that's why I was thrown at the end. I was like, that was it?
That was it. What the heck is that?
So you need to know more details.
Out of steam.
I need to know more detail. Who are we not talking to anymore?
Maybe if you bring it up, then it's like, then it defeats it.
Does it?
I don't know. Pasta?
When did you come to this conclusion?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me in
I can hear
Discord?
you. Kelly says, I hate the echo. What echo? You hear an echo?
No, she's talking about the pre-recorded when Pasta starts yelling like the God voice.
Oh, okay.
Election values.
Reggie says Nicole is topless. Are you topless?
No. I think I have something on. I'm feeling right now. Yeah, there's some material there.
Okay, great. Okay. So, Pasta, do you want to go into who has to be?
Yeah, this is. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
This actually, it was a requested topic, but it is sort of a pet peeve of mine, which is people here do the most awful things to each other, and then people forgive them, and I just don't believe in that. I think when people do awful things to you, they need to be ghosted and they need to be dead. Like Brian Peterson, he died a while back, and may he rest in peace. Danny died a while back. May he all rest in. Actually, I hope they don't rest in peace. I hope they roast in eternal hell. But what I'm saying is, they're dead to me.
Yeah.
But my
That's
idea
the way
is,
it should be.
how many times do they have to do something to you? So if I said one little comment to you and it offended you, but I decided next week to come back and apologize, do you accept that apology?
But that's different than doxing.
You've never said anything to me that would doxing and the hate and
of course not, because I'm a fucking angel.
And anti-Semitism and that shit is bullshit. I'm not interested in that. Those people dead. They're starting to rot. They stink.
Man, they stink.
Yeah, I think that there's some people that do worse things than just piss you off and you're like, okay, I've had enough of you for today.
Right. That's why I'm trying to see this extent, because he just throws it out there, but I don't know what's the extent is that somebody has to piss him off. Like one little comment and then he's done with you.
Right.
Or does it have to be continuous, and does it have to be like a racism?
Okay, doxing is unforgivable.
Okay.
It's unforgivable. Anti-Semitism is unforgivable. Racism, to me, is unforgivable. People doing stupid things like being loud and obnoxious and waving guns around. Well, I don't respect them, but they're not dead to me.
Like real guns?
Guns.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard on the internet, I guess. People do seem to forgive and forget.
Life's short, and I like to use the same rules on the internet that I use in real life. Other people say, well, it's the internet. Well, I don't buy that. I don't have two sets of rules.
No, I guess, but it's different. You're interacting with them differently than when you're seeing someone every day. It's not, I don't know. It seems hard sometimes if they're in a group and you're there, and it's it doesn't really affect you if they're there or not. So just forget about it and move on and have fun instead of letting hatred destroy you when they're not actually in your real life. So who gives a shit?
So Pasta, one of these racists in the chat is actually saying that you have doxed people in the past. I don't ever remember you doxing somebody.
I would, you know what? I won't even engage with. That's a mentally ill person. Should I talk to a loon?
No. I'm just saying I don't know where that claim is coming from because I don't even know that to be true.
I doxed Chad, I tried to dox Chad because he was torturing me. He was ruining my life. I felt like I was being really affected by it. But now looking back, it was whatever. He was making memes about me, and I should have just been okay, moving on. But I also didn't know that doxing was a bad thing.
Well, I meant to say something when this started, and I forgot.
Gosh, you're getting old. You're forgetting a lot of things. Is early dementia setting in?
Can you boot Lord Almighty now, please?
I'm gonna try and delete it, but I don't know how to. I don't know if I have the power to
boot them.
I can't. Listen. I'm trying. I can't. I don't know how to. Just saying, just boot them. I don't think I have that power.
Who's a moderator here?
I don't know.
Must be a mod.
Does Discord actually have a moderator?
What's the point of doing this if we're going to have people like that in the rooms? That's the point. Normal people would like to have some conversation together and share some experience, and then you get people in the room who come in to disrupt.
Pasta, don't make me try to share my sexual experiences. Come on.
Although I would enjoy that. It's up to you.
I don't.
It'll cycle off the screen, I guess. And it really doesn't matter.
I'll ask Wush when he...
It is what it is.
Wush? I don't know. I think he took... Well,
people bring things to a halt by doing shit like that. The point I was going to make was that one of the first friends I ever made in this community was Robin. I don't forget that.
Aww.
To say that up front, but I forgot.
You're forgetting a lot of things. Wait, first friend, probably the longest friend, but he totally forgot you. What's your name again?
Well, that's what happens as you get a little older.
It happens to me all the time.
Don't you need some ginkgo biloba or something?
Nick, you wanted to call in, so call in.
Acai? Probably. I don't know.
And Claire wanted to call in, so he should call in.
Oh,
I had the
best. So Claire can come on.
I had the best acai bowl in Tucson.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That was really an attractive bowl.
I know. It was the only good thing about Tucson. The rest of Tucson, does anyone here live in Tucson?
Tucson, Arizona?
Yeah.
Never been in Tucson. Phoenix area, but not Tucson.
Tucson is...
And Sedona.
I hope no one takes offense to this, but Tucson is like the worst. I feel bad for anyone that grows up in Tucson. It all looks dead. It looks like everything was built in the 70s, and then they were like, just like, let's leave it. So, sorry if anyone...
Everybody's so brave in chat, but nobody has the balls to call in. I just find that kind of interesting.
But they did have good acai bowls. Other than that, it was sucky.
I have good balls, but they're not acai. Can you tell I've had a drink? Can you tell I've had a drink?
How many vodkas are you at now?
I think I'm on my second or third, but they're long ones.
Oh boy, I've passed you. Not vodka though, but
Nicole
should do a show
and I
on
are
mental illness, and then we can have some of these mentally ill people call in.
Robin, what?
Nicole and I are in a killer club.
Oh my God, I read that article this morning at like 5 o'clock in the morning when I couldn't sleep.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh my God, that one was really good.
Are you listening to the new one? Who the fuck is...
Who the hell is Hamish?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I'd listen to it.
Oh my God,
2
me too.
episodes of it.
You know what I'm really loving though so much?
Ponzi schemer.
You know what I'm loving is the Dropout. It's about Elizabeth Holmes and Theranos. It's so good. It's not
What is
about
it called? Dropout?
The Dropout. It's not about murder, but she is so fucked up. Like she's like worse than Bernie Madoff, and like the case is so. Who the hell is Hamish is the first one. The other one is called The Dropout, and it's not about murder, but it's about Elizabeth Holmes and Theranos. Elizabeth Holmes is a psychopath, and it is the most fascinating story. I'm so obsessed with her.
Oh, that sounds good. I like psychopaths.
Well, it's Holmes, but it's like Holmes. You don't pronounce the L. How would you like me to pronounce
Holmes?
How would you like me to pronounce it?
You said it right,
Can
Holmes.
we get back to the podcast?
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
I was talking about podcasts.
We're talking about murderers. Come on. And
Here's what I want.
Schizos and psychopaths.
You need to do is critique the podcast.
Okay.
Just before you start
Nicole,
to critique, I need to pour a vodka. Can you give me 30 seconds?
Yeah, of course. Nicole, check out the Dropout though.
Okay, I will.
Oh,
but definitely that article was good. Oh, sis.
Hi, Wamba. How are you?
Okay, how are you?
I'm good. Did you listen to the podcast?
I did, and I liked it.
Did you like the music behind?
I would just say to Pasta, like,
wait, he's not. Wait, don't wait, Wamba.
Oh yeah.
Hey, who's doing that?
I would just
Wamba, are you doing that? Are you like rubbing your face against the phone or something?
I had to like move it down so I can't see the chat now.
Oh, okay. Wait, Pasta is just getting a drink, so if you just wait a second, then he'll be able to hear your critique.
Have you forgiven me, Robin?
Yeah, I'm forgiving you. I was never mad at you. I just didn't like that, like, you kept calling us, like, saying that we were, you know, on Wash's side and attacking you, and it wasn't the case. Oh, fuck. Wanban, can you talk to yourself for a minute? Because our Pasta's here. Pasta, are you still here? Are you back? Wanban, you have to hold the show for a second. I've got to get my kids to sleep. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah, Pasta, you're right. Like about that, I should just not engage. And I was being a bad boy and saying mean things. It's much better to just not say negative things because it can affect me personally. It's like bad karma to engage.
Well, I just didn't get why all of a sudden you turned on people who really like you. It just shocked me.
Yeah, I flipped out. I don't know what happened. I got upset. But I was just gonna say I like the show and I like the pre-recorded stuff. I like the background music. I like the effects, and I like now this section where people can call in and talk to you. And it's hard to like go on air and just start talking about this, just doing a show. And I would just say, just ignore anything negative and have fun, because that's what
and well, thank you. I'd like. I
Why is it cutting out?
really, I hear Nick Baloney who thinks
Oh
I
no.
really don't like him, but he doesn't get it exactly. But he's the one who tipped me off to what I wanted to do, which is, you know, there's a guy who spends a lot of time being a troll and going after weak people and trolling them. But every once in a while, he talks about his personal life and his own experience, and I really enjoy hearing about it. And I was thinking, like, if we could get people to talk about real personal experience, it's fun to listen to other people's experiences. And so I wanted to try and do that. I'm not really a great storyteller, and maybe I could be better. But long story short, like I'd like Baloney to call in and talk about his real life because it's interesting. So,
Hi, sorry, I had to mute Wanbon, so I have to unmute him. Hold on, I've got to figure this out. I'm not very good at this. Pro tip, right click for actions. Wanbon, can you unmute yourself again? I had to mute you because the problem is that Wanbon is moving the mic around, and then when he moves it around and it like rubs on his face, then it would cut out you, and then it was hard to hear you. Like the conversation kept cutting out. So, but I can't unmute Wanbon now. How do I right click?
2 fingers.
Oh, 2 fingers.
Mike.
Hello?
You can just tap,
Oh. Wanbon?
Yeah.
Hi, sorry, I had to mute you because you're making a lot of noise.
Okay. Oh, I haven't moved my iPad at all since.
Since I said that? Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know why. When Pasta was talking, I could see, because you can see the green circle around your name, and it kept coming on, and then it was cutting Pasta out. Anyway.
I'm not using headphones. Could that be
are you
why?
saying he
Maybe.
was rubbing one out while I was talking?
No, I thought it meant maybe his phone was rubbing against his face.
Oh, Jesus, excuse me.
What's the beef with Jeff M? I never saw Jeff M get upset before. Do you and Jeff M have past issues?
Jeff M?
Yeah.
Listen, Nick wants me to start the hate. Look, Jeff M's a good-natured moron. The story. He's a drunk. He's not too bright, and that's what you get.
I'm just
you
gonna
get what you pay for.
I'm just gonna put my daughter to bed, so you guys talk for a minute, okay?
You happy, Nick? We started the hate.
Yeah, I was just surprised by that because I thought he got
See,
along
Nick,
with everyone.
Nick likes that. Okay, I have to curb myself. One, what I do enjoy is your walks in the graveyard. Also enjoy the fact that you have a really good education, and every once in a while you let it show.
Thank you.
And semper ubi sub ubi.
The Latin translation.
The only guy who got that. So I thought Claire was going to call in, but apparently she's not. Gave me his number to call him back. I could try and call him, and I wonder if it would be. I could try and call him and see if it gets heard on Discord. Should I try?
Yeah.
What happens? Let me know. I'm going to try to call him on Skype. On Discord. Idea how Skype works. Where's the fucking dial? So far, so bad.
nothing better than an old man trying to figure out technology.
Hey, Nicole,
Yes.
call on Skype.
How do you make a call on Skype, really?
I'm trying to get the dial pad up, but I can't figure out where it is.
Are you on your
Okay.
phone or are you on your computer?
I'm on my computer. I've had a couple of drinks, and I cannot figure out
Oh,
how
I
this works.
can't deal with drunk pasta. You want me to give step-by-step instructions to drunk pasta?
There's a fucking dial pad. Don't give me any grief.
If you look to the left, there's three things. There's one that says contacts, one that says discover bots, and another one that says call phones. And it looks like a little dial pad.
Oh, I don't have the same kind of thing you have.
Oy vey.
They. I didn't even know you spoke Yiddish.
Hello.
I have
Hey.
Claire's number. He was kind enough to give me his number.
I thought he was going to
If
call
I can-
us. He was so adamant
How
about
to
calling.
get the phone dial thing up, I would do it.
Claire, call
Why is he not
917.
calling on Discord?
Call 917-477-7701. Bruce is in here with his mic off and his headphones off. Why is he in here if he cannot listen or talk? What is he doing?
Is that you, Robin?
What?
How do I get the dial pad up?
Oh my God.
The dial pad? It says...
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think this is the best pasta I've ever talked to.
Jesus Christ. Really?
Fucked up.
Oh boy.
I can only call people who are on my list, and no
Welcome,
one's
Kleenex.
on my list. I have no friends.
You
I
just
have
go to
zero
search?
friends.
No, oh, okay. He said tried to call you. The number, Claire, is 917-477-7701. Oh, I gave him the wrong number. That's my fault. Hey, Pasta's calling
By
me.
accident.
Okay.
I didn't want to do that.
Oops. Okay, Claire, one more time. 917-477-7701. I'm sorry, I gave you the wrong number.
A bunch of fours, a bunch of sevens, and a 01.
Yeah, 917-477-7701. I gave him 4401. My mistake.
Let's just make the show me being fucked up trying to do shit. Be a
Did you
new
guys-
show.
Did you guys happen to see my DNA test results
The fuck?
Oh,
that I
the number's
posted on
not.
Twitter?
The number's not working? Oh, you got rid of the number. Never mind, there's no number. Sorry, Claire. I give people that number at like stores. You don't have that number?
We could do, Robin, we could do a show just called Bunch of Fucking Goofs.
Okay. Pasta, can he call you? Yeah. It's
Me on my
And do
on
a
my
three-way?
Skype.
Can you do a three-way with pasta, Claire?
Or
If you called me, then you would still hear it on Discord, I think.
Yep, you do that. Oh, no.
Well, he could call me. Do you want my phone number?
Okay, call. He said I'm on Skype. Call Whoosh Dish Mean.
Yes.
WUSH DISHMEEN. Yes, very good. Oh my God. Or just come in why doesn't he come in the Discord? Is he scared?
Yeah, he could come in the Discord. Hey, Robin,
Yeah.
are we fucking professional or what?
So professional. I never said I was professional. Bush is the professional one.
She's
Hey,
really
Pasta,
good.
what is your introduction when you're in the bowels of Toronto and you're trying to get out?
Say that again?
What was your introduction? Something about from the bowels of
From my
Toronto,
kitchen table in the bowels of the city of Toronto.
and you were something about trying to get out.
I don't remember that part.
Yeah, it was
Oh, really?
It just sounds like it sounds like somebody's taking a shit, like
Okay.
shitting you out.
Guess what, Robin? We have to boot Kleenex because he turned his mic on.
Oh.
Yeah, I just might be more interested in you. Epic.
I muted him.
It's time to boot the mentally ill Kleenex.
Whoosh, am I allowed to boot Kleenex?
Kleenex has
Am
to
I
go.
allowed to boot Kleenex? Wish doesn't believe in booting people. He likes to annoy them so that they leave themselves.
After this, we have to ruin the show now. We have to ruin it.
Claire, you can add me Wish Dish Mean on Skype. Did you do that or no? You can't do that.
Okay, Robin,
Yeah.
either Wish boots him or the show's over.
He's not. I muted him. He left. Oh, Wish booted him, I guess. Did he
Good.
boot him?
Let me tell you something.
Thank you,
cut
Wish.
me, you're gonna regret it.
Wish. Okay, so back to what we were talking about, which was, I don't know.
Thank you, J Dummy.
I like this guy, Jay Dummy. I don't know why, but I think I like him.
He was the one who just was Kleenex.
Is he a moderator?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know if it was taken away from him. He might have booted a few too many times.
So, you know, it's interesting. Like when I started this, I didn't want to have the hate, and I didn't want to have but I guess people like it.
Yeah. You know what? Because if you just kick everyone that says anything bad, then what's the point? Like, isn't it better to have a conversation with them or annoy them to the point that they leave themselves?
But if they're going to disrupt it and just overtalk everyone, what's the point? What Kleenex did doesn't serve any purpose. Like if someone wants to call up and have a civil debate, like that's fine. I can do that.
I like that Bruce is in here with his headphones off and his mic off. I just don't know why he's here. Like he's not listening if his headphones are off either. Jay Dummy said I resigned as moderator after I banned 98% of the site's visitors. He did. He booted everyone. And it got
Okay, let's get back to this thing. Like, should I do this again?
Yes.
Wamban says yes.
Appreciate that, and he's a very nice guy. But I'd
Yes.
like to hear from some other people too.
Everyone in Discord, unmute yourself and say. Or everyone say in chat.
You've had massive chat texting happening. Had tons of people in the room.
Kelly
Definitely.
earlier.
Yes.
Who's that?
And what kind of bike did you have, dude?
It had, oh God, it was a Puk, a Czechoslovakian bike called a Puk. It was a 250cc. It had a big fucking thing on the side for a sidecar, which I didn't have. My life pushing it uphill.
Fuck this shit, Pasta.
Nick?
Yes.
Nick?
Pasta, what the fuck are you doing, man?
I'm talking to you at the moment.
It's not good. Okay. This is not good. Give me the top 3 people you hate right now. Right now, from the rabbit world and this fucking world. Go. Let's go.
Okay. Number 1, Nick.
Robin, turn that fucking phone off.
No, that's me.
What are
That's
you
me.
turn that phone off? Let's
Calling
go.
in
You're
the
doing
middle
a
of the
show.
night.
Top
Okay,
3.
Nick.
Tell me why.
Oh my goodness.
Number 1, Nick.
Yes. Why?
Just because it's fun to
Let's
like
go.
you.
Let's go. Where's the energy?
Okay.
Who's number 2?
Okay. Here's well, it would have to be Brian Peterson.
Why is that?
Because die. Okay, number 2.
Why does he need to die?
Awful, hateful, mentally ill person who contributes nothing to life.
Okay, good.
Sure.
Number 2.
Number 2, Danny.
Why?
He's a father and he's not doing his job.
That's not good enough. More.
He's a
Is this
drunk.
Barack Obama? Shut up. Come on.
Okay,
Number
I'm
3.
giving answers.
Number 3.
Okay, if you had to kill one of the girls talking to you, Robin or
He
Nicole,
had sex
who would
with
it
his
be
brother,
and why?
too.
Shut up.
If I had to kill Robin or Nicole, I wouldn't kill
Yeah,
either
you
one
have
of
to.
them.
You have
I love
to.
them
Gun to
both.
your head.
I love them both.
Gun to your head. You have to.
Ain't happening.
Which one? Which one is it?
It would never happen.
Let's
Nick,
go, Pasta.
Nick, it would never happen.
Let's
Nick,
go.
okay,
Jesus.
Nick, I want to talk to you about something. I have a topic
gotta
to talk to you
go.
about. Talk to you about. I'm serious.
I gotta go.
The topic? There? We lost him. Pussy. We lost him. He's a fucking pussy.
What a weirdo.
Oh, he's okay.
Basta, hurry!
He's okay.
Rice Krispies or Cheerios?
Did you guys?
Rice Krispies or Cheerios?
Talking.
He said Rice
Krispies or Cheerios? Number 1, Basta, go!
Didn't hear you. Do it again.
Rice
Krispies or Cheerios?
Rice Krispie. What?
Or Cheerios?
What is he saying, Robin?
Rice Krispies or Cheerios?
Rice Krispies
Pasta.
for cereal?
No, Rice
Basta,
Krispies.
let your jerk.
Rice Krispies or Cheerios? Which one?
Oh, Rice Krispies in a minute.
Why don't you take off your pants?
You want to know what I eat for breakfast? Is that what you're asking me?
Why don't you take off your pants?
Let me take off my pants? What is that?
Oh, hold on. No, I'm calling the wrong number. Okay, 1 sec. Jeez.
Andy Cruz. I like Andy Cruz. I don't know why, but I like Andy Cruz.
Yeah, me too.
I don't hear anything now.
Okay, can you give me a second, please? Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay. I got it. I finally got it, okay?
Okay, we cannot have dead air.
Okay.
I know that.
Oh, my God.
Okay, do you want to list of the people I love?
Yeah.
Nobody cares who people like. Did you notice that, Robin?
Yeah.
That's sad. Okay, Nick thinks this was the best segment of the night. Kelly thinks it sucks. Hank, where are you on this? Hank, we need an opinion.
Pass. This is not good.
You know what? Okay, can we go on about this? Because I got to tell you something. Kleenex is dead to me, Robin.
Okay.
Do you want to know why?
Yeah. Hello?
You there?
Yeah. What's going on with Discord? Hello? 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 Pasta, can you hear me? What is going on? I don't understand.
Hear you.
You can't hear me.
Oh, shit. Why can't you hear me? I'm going to reboot. Can anybody hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Pasta.
I don't know if Pasta can hear you, but let me tell you something.
What the fuck is that?
That's J Dummy.
Oh, hey, Jimmy. Hey,
No, this is Kleenex, and I'm 57 years old, and I'm overseas cleaning my father-in-law's 4 houses full of elephant tusk, and I don't need your bullshit.
What the fuck?
Kleenex. Chad said that he did not put the Twix candy bar taped to your window, saying that Douche Network News was following him in his documentary, The Last 13. Do you have any comment about that? You said it was Chad.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Someone speculated, Kleenex, that you were the one who taped Twix bar to your window of your car.
This technology is no good. I'm hearing queers talking over faggots. It's very confusing. I gotta go. But let me tell you something. You're barking up the wrong tree if you think you're gonna upset me. And go brush your hair.
Oh my god.
Did you guys...
Why am I having such a problem with Claire?
That guy was good.
Yeah. I was impressed.
If Claire tried to call me and I added him, would that work?
Yeah, do that. We've been waiting for something like that to happen.
Did you guys see my DNA
let's let me see if I can find my phone number. Robin?
Hello?
Internet phone number? I'm having trouble talking. How do I find my
what are you
internet
doing?
phone number?
Pasta.
Oh my god, I found him. Okay? Okay. I found him. I finally found him. Let me see if this one works. I think he has like 60 Skype accounts. Claire.
On his phone number?
Why don't you
DM it
call
to
him?
you.
No, why don't you just call him?
I'm going to try.
This says that it has one.
Can't find my... Okay, Robin, don't laugh, but I can't find my dial pad.
Okay.
Could find my dial pad, I'd be golden.
It says chatted seconds ago. Okay.
We're that close to calling him.
Jeff M., what...
Wait a sec. I can get my dial pad up. I can do it.
Perfect. Do that.
I can do it.
Okay.
Robin, did you see my DNA result?
No. What did it say?
I found out, I was surprised, 1.7%
Here?
Ashkenazi Jewish.
Claire?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wonder if anyone can hear us.
Oh, is Claire on with you?
I have to see if anyone can hear us. That's the
Oh my
point.
god. I can't hear him. For fuck's sake.
Robin, can you hear us?
No.
Oh, the musical bed. No, I have to better music. Better music, though.
Oh my god.
Fuck your DNA results.
I wish that people could hear us. I wonder if people would say in chat if they could hear us, that would be great.
Oh my god, this is so awful.
What? Okay, they can hear me, but not you for some reason. Okay, Claire, can you go into Discord and talk in the chat? That's a shame, Claire. Okay, can you not call Wish? Can you not call Wish Dishmin?
He said.
Okay, give it a try, please.
He said that we have to like be friends or something, but he could just call me. We don't need to be friends. I don't see where it says that we like.
I appreciate it, Claire. Thank
All right,
you.
guys, we're going to wrap this up. Thanks for coming. It was a good show. We hope you come again. Pasta will be doing another show soon.
Up and call.
We're gonna say
Hang
goodbye.
up and call
Have a
Trash.
good one.
Thank you.
Oh my god. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay,
Jeff,
Claire's going to try and
what
call
is your
in.
beef with pasta?
I think he's scared you're going to steal his information, Whoosh.
Robin?
Maybe Whoosh will become Claire from Jersey. He's
Robin,
scared.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Could you?
Why?
I have a request.
What? I've called a bunch of times. He's
Well, to
not
run-
picking up. This is a picture
Would
of
it
him.
be possible
I'm
to
pretty
run
sure.
this for like 24 hours just to make Brian Peterson crazy?
I would like that too.
Yes. Hello.
Hello, what?
It finally worked. Hello.
I know.
Welcome.
Unbelievable.
I just told Pasta that I thought this was great. A mix of live segments and tape segments is a great idea.
Okay.
And I also told him, don't throw the bed out. The bed, there does need to be a bed behind any spoken word. Maybe it wasn't the right choice. I mean, I think he's already said that, but I think the bed, don't throw the bed out. That
The
was my advice to him.
Are you talking about music?
Yeah, I'm talking about the bed underneath his narrative.
The music.
Okay.
The music.
Yeah, the bed underneath his narrative. And I just thought it was so the thing that was great about it to me was it was positive, and I love the stories. Especially, I mean, stories about cats get me because, you know, I'm a cat person, 100%.
Not me.
And then any stories about cats dying, boy, that's why I haven't gotten another cat. I've had 3 cats in my life, and I'm not ready to lose. I'm not ready for that loss again yet.
It's
I'm not.
too painful.
Too painful.
I know. I understand, but with dogs. If I lost
Yeah.
a cat, I'd be like, thank God.
Dogs are
Losing a
dogs.
pet
I
is
don't.
devastating.
Dogs aren't my cup of tea.
That's how I feel about
I
cats.
can tell you something really painful if you're interested.
You lost a cat and a dog?
Oh,
That would suck.
We had to take Boots in and have him put it down, and we had to be there while it happened because we didn't
That's-
want to not be there.
That's what I had to do for Callie. It was the worst. It was so
Yeah.
awful. Oh, I hate that.
That's
was-
that's
I
the
can't-
that
I
was
cannot
worse.
get the
Sydney.
image out of
Sydney
my
was
head.
22 years old, and she just she started doing. Robin, cats don't. If cats start pissing in the wrong place around the house, something's wrong with the cat.
Yeah.
Cats are one of the cleanest animals in the world. They're not. They don't. If they're going outside their box, something is wrong. And Sydney started going outside her box, and we had to put her down. My brother's father-in-law is a vet, so he actually did the thing, and I was right next to her. And boy,
no.
when they put
Hey,
that injection in,
wait.
she let out a howl.
No, I don't want to. I can't.
then it was it.
No, I can't. It's so awful. But Reggie just said Boots is dead. With question marks. Like, where was he? What happened? He totally missed
He didn't hear the narrative. He didn't hear the narrative, the wonderful spoken narrative of Pasta in the beginning.
Yeah. Anyway,
I
yeah,
have to
it's
get better
awful.
at telling a story. I have to improve.
I think
Listen,
it's really
for your
awful.
first shot out of the gate, I think it was great. And the stories are comical, and I like how you added sound effects. It was realistic too. It's like theater of the mind. Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's my 2 cents.
So what's your big announcement?
Again, I come back to the fact that Baloney proved to me that telling real stories about real life is interesting. We'd like to hear about your life.
Wah,
sharing-
my cat died. Wah. Bye.
Yeah, that's not appropriate. I'm sorry. No.
What a fucking
See?
moron.
He doesn't know when to make a joke.
What's your big?
He's socially backwards.
So retarded.
Listen, I told
Is it-
Robin that I granted her an exclusive.
Is he
and Pasta.
autistic? I want to know something. Is he autistic?
No, I think he's just like really retarded.
No, he's not retarded. He was trying to be a part of the team and make like an appropriate joke about cats dying, which I don't know. You have to be kind of Robin, you don't like cats, so I don't know, maybe.
No, I don't like cats, but I thought I felt bad for Pasta. I mean, listen, I don't like any animal dying. I don't think it's funny. It's not fun or funny.
Yeah, and when Pasta, when you're telling a story, I mean, I'm thinking about Sid. I named her before I knew she was a girl, and I named her after Sid Barrett, and I named her SID, and then like 2 days later, or a day later, or maybe later that day, we found out she was a girl, so we changed it to CYD. But originally,
I love the Sid Barrett reference, Claire.
when a cat starts doing business outside the box and is listless, you know, you got to relieve the misery, relieve the suffering.
Myself, can I come back in a minute?
Okay.
Robin, did you want while he's doing that? Did you want me to respond to your question? I can if you want.
Yeah, please.
Well, there's a really huge thing happening for me this coming week. I'm not sure which day it's going to be yet. It's an extremely positive thing, and I know people hear me talk about, you know, big deal things all the time, like, oh, it's just another fucking thing that Claire's talking about. But this thing that's happening this coming week,
is
which
really
I will
big.
definitely share more of at a certain point, is so big, and so it's going to change. What it's going to be happening is going to be changing my whole life forever.
Wow.
And it's a very positive thing, so I don't want anybody to worry. It's like a, you know, I can't say too much about it because it hasn't, there's a few little I's to be dotted and T's to be crossed, but.
So it's not a sure thing.
No, it's a for sure thing. It's just a question of which day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's a question of how it's going to roll out. But anyway, it's something that I think a lot of people who've known me for a long time, including people who've only known me for 4 years, I think they're going to say, "Wow,
wow, yeah."
What are you gonna do, Claire? You gonna bang a guy on TV, Claire? What are you gonna do?
No, I can't. That's all. I told Robin she's getting the exclusive when it actually happens, whether it's Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. It's going to be one of those 3 days.
So what is it? The only thing it could be is. What is it? You're gonna reveal a dead body? You're gonna bang a guy? What's going on?
Monday,
no,
Tuesday,
it's a very public thing.
It's on Stern.
I've kind of
something on
I
Stern.
mean, I can
right?
say
yes?
I'm beginning a new phase of my life. How about
it's something on Stern?
I hear you. You're going back to
and
Boy on
it's definitely something that Mehmet wants. Even though Howard wouldn't take any of my calls after the holographic thing because he got mad at me for that whole thing. He didn't like hearing that he was just a character in a simulation.
You're the new
That was
host
my
of
last
the
call. I
wrap-up
was
show?
banned. I've been banned since then, and that's coming up on like a year ago, you know, in a couple months. And listen, Mehmet's very interested. He's trying to make sure that Howard wants to hear this call because this is going to be something that even Howard, who gets annoyed by me, is going to want to hear about. You know, so.
Do you and
It's
Mehmet like
it's
talk
a big deal.
sexy?
No one's gonna care. Trust
me. Do you like talk sexy
Well-
to each other?
Listen, you think it's a big deal. Nobody else is going to think it's a big deal.
Yeah, I'm just fucking with you. Go fuck yourself. I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye, Nick.
He's a good one. He's a good egg. Good just
Nick?
impromptu commentary. He's always been that way.
Nick is a good
Yes.
egg.
I like when Nick
Nick's
calls
a
in.
wiseacre.
Listen. So, okay. Well,
I'm
that
just,
sounds really
I don't
great.
have any other contact information for you other than now I have the right whoosh dish. I mean, by the way, there's another whoosh dish that I added that is not the one that you finally
Well,
added
there's
me
like
through to.
there's like 60 of you.
Well, there should only be like 3.
Okay, there's like 3.
Isn't one enough?
Well, you know, I'm one of the original Hotmail people. Then there was Outlook, and it's all.
Did you read the Secret? Are you like all about The Secret?
I know about The Secret, but you know something. The Secret is. Do people in the audience know what The Secret is? Did you want to summarize it, Robin,
It's
real
like
quick?
that you put out it's about like putting out into the universe your thoughts, and then the positivity becomes
It's
it,
the
right?
repackaging of the law of attraction, which was the old-timey version of it.
Yes, that one. Yes, exactly.
I find it incredibly insulting to say to someone who's starving in Ethiopia that if you paste a $100 bill or a picture of one on the top of the roof of your hut, the next day life will become better. It only works really for Western people. That's what I thought.
But does it?
Howdy, folks. J Dummy here. I have a question, if I may.
Yeah, J Dummy.
Shoot.
The gentleman on the phone.
Claire.
Claire, thank you.
The gentleman.
What are you talking about? You're getting $100 through osmosis? What's this?
Do you refer?
No, we were just talking about The Secret, and basically, it's you make an intention for something to happen, and that's how it happens.
Claire,
you will it to happen?
Do you identify as a gentleman? Are those what are your pronouns?
Oh, you can call me Jim. I don't care.
Oh, okay.
You can call me by my real name. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I mean, Claire's just the name from the Stern Show and from our little world, but it doesn't matter what you call me. It's okay.
Question for Claire.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go think of $100 and another question. I'll thank you. Thank me for my call.
Thank you, J Dummy.
Is that the
Claire,
guy that fancies himself an impressionist?
Claire, did you shave off your goatee?
I had to for this thing that I'm doing. That's yeah, I did.
It just was interesting to me how different you look. Like you look like a different person.
Well, Biohazard Sperm said now I look like a grandmother, which I wasn't too sure I understood, but I took it as a compliment somehow.
Is it have to do with you changing your sex?
No. But it's a lot. I'll just tell you, it's a pot for somebody who makes a decision to do something like that, which is an extremely positive thing for somebody who's finally going ahead and doing it. It's something along those lines. It's super positive.
Are you gonna be on RuPaul's Drag Race?
No.
Oh,
no.
Damn, that would have been.
No, but listen, you're the first one that gets the information when this goes down next week.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have questions.
Back to PastaCast. You were on to something, man, with the stories. Let me ask you a question.
Wait,
the
Nick,
5
the good
stories
egg is back.
What?
Nick, the good egg is back.
Oh, I have a question. I have a question on
continue
this
on that
situation.
note about pasta
Claire,
segments.
are you?
Pasta.
Hold on, Claire. Can you shut the fuck up for 1 second? Are you possibly transitioning? That must be it, right?
Nick, you're a good egg.
No, you already asked that. You're
No, I
something's
did not
wrong
ask
with your,
that. I'm asking
radio,
you right
Nick.
now.
I asked.
It could be.
Nick, I asked.
Something's wrong with your radio.
You're a good egg, Nick.
You're a good egg.
Yeah. Oh, am I?
The template were the 5 stories that you told.
Claire, are you going to shave that awful mustache? Is that what's going on?
He shaved it. It's
you did?
gone.
Oh, good. Good.
Go look at his Twitter. He is clean shaven.
Claire, who do you hate on here from podcast from Rabbit?
I'm actually
and Why?
clean shaven.
Tell me now.
Tell you what.
Who do you hate on here on Rabbit and on this stupid world?
Something? I love
Tell
the
me
way
now.
Pasta said
Tell me now.
grudges.
Tell me now.
The grudge segment was great.
Hurry up.
At this
and tell me
point,
who you hate.
I'm honestly.
Wait a sec. Okay, we got to stop this. Nick,
right.
I have a question.
No.
Is Ava a troll?
I have no idea.
Come on,
She's a
Nick.
real person.
I haven't talked to her in a long time, and you're using that for content and you don't have. I have the content. Don't worry about it. Claire, who do you hate and have you?
Ava a troll?
Do you want to fuck?
Nick, just answer the question. It's a yes/no question. Is Ava a troll?
I have no idea. I don't know. What do you mean? How would I know that? What do you mean?
You know her intimately well.
No, I do
not. Is she
not.
a troll?
I don't know that. I don't know any of that. How would I know that?
What happened that you went from talking
I've
to her
hit a sore
every day
spot.
to not
Is
talking to her
Ava
at
a
all?
troll?
It's sore spot. Pasta, let's not hit sore spots. I know some on you.
What happened that you went
We'll start
from,
with the podcast.
What happened that you went from talking to her every day to not talking to her at all?
What do you mean what happened?
Or did it just fizzle out?
What fizzled? Nothing. We're friends. That's it.
You
fizzled,
still
yeah.
You talk.
I stopped talking to
Did you
people all
notice
the
how
time.
the focus? Nick,
hardly
did you
like to talk to
notice how
people in
the
real life.
focus just changed?
Yeah. Because you can't focus on your show. I'm trying to make it interesting. Claire's talking about some gay fantasy he's going to reveal, and you're not even delving
that's
into
not what
that.
I was talking about. And I was talking about his segments.
Claire
and
wanted to
actually
make a comment on the 5 segments.
Getting ready to ask him a
Could you
question
let him
about the
do
show, Nick.
He left. Thank you for
Okay.
your call,
Well,
Nick.
listen, Apasta, the stories
You're
that you
good,
told, the stories you told, Apasta, are they sort of like like you'll continue the RV story, like you'll continue the Europe story, like you'll continue
I'm gonna tell the story of my life if people are interested. If they're not, I won't.
Right. It's too bad you got ripped off on that hash.
Oh, yes and no. I mean, it was interesting, and it
These
taught me
things
a life
happen.
lesson.
It's like you have to move on. You can't, like, every time you get ripped off on weed, like, you know.
And I want to hear more about that small inheritance that you had.
It was the beginning.
Enabled you
it
to,
was the beginning
to sort
of
of
a
become
great
a
adventure.
A wandering bohemian.
Wandering
Claire,
bohemian.
I traveled through Europe. I traveled through the Mideast. I traveled through Asia. I did a lot of shit.
It's fascinating. I just think you're onto something, and I know the first guy called up when you weren't finished with the pre-recorded stuff, and he goes, No, they want to hear you. They want to hear you live. You're live now. You don't understand. They want to hear you live. I thought that guy just missed the whole point of tape segments versus live. He didn't understand. I just think he didn't understand.
Oh, Andy?
Who was that Bruce guy?
Do you think
No,
we need
Andy.
both?
That's Andy Chris.
Robin, do we need both or not?
What? No,
Should
Andy,
we do both?
Andy was just saying that if it's like a pre-recorded thing, you can just put it onto like iTunes. Like that's what everyone does. But on Podtrash, like that's why it's live, because it's not pre-recorded. It's like live.
But I think there's something to be said for interspersing of live with pre-recorded. And even Whoosh was talking about that. Whoosh, in one of his last ones, that he was saying, I want to do more pre-recorded stuff, more produced stuff. Or at least that's where he was a couple months ago. Well, anyway, congratulations, Pasta.
I'm not sure what to do now.
What? You have to do another show. You have to do it again.
Yeah, but
isn't that the
should I do
the natural course of events
calls
now?
in between? Pre-recorded?
I don't know. Kelly, what do you think? Kelly's the expert. Why don't you get her to... Why isn't Kelly in the voice chat? Why hasn't she
Kelly
called
doesn't
in?
want the bed, though. She doesn't want any music back.
I agree.
I can give you some insight into Kelly, because Kelly questioned me before the show started about why the fuck I was doing this.
No.
Because you have stories
you
to
doing
tell
this?
and things to share.
Kelly, what do you think?
Oh.
Brain keeps saying, like, let's wrap up. Go do something else.
Well, Brain is mentally ill, Robin. And he's good for comic relief, so mind him being in the chat.
It's just funny.
It's kind of
like,
something to laugh at.
Just if you're so upset by it and you want it to end, just you go do something else.
He could go get a ham sandwich or something.
Kelly, what do you think? What's your opinion?
Is Kelly typing?
Yeah, it says Kelly's typing. I'm not mentally ill, dummies.
Okay. Do me a favor. Could people type 1 in the chat if Brian is mentally ill, 2 if he's not?
Oh, now where'd your positivity go just then, Pasta, huh?
Masturbating
No,
with
I'd
your ears
I'd like
isn't
to help him to get a
multitasking,
grasp on
dopey.
reality.
Oh, I see. So it's a positive.
There's nothing wrong with.
I give a plus
there's
one to
nothing
J
wrong with
Dummy.
mental illness, Claire.
Oh, you're telling me. I mean, you're preaching to the choir here, brother. Behavioral health issues is what we would call them.
Kelly, can you please go into the voice chat?
We've been on the air for 2 hours, Robin.
Oh, really?
The vodka.
Who's the guy
Only
making
one
fun
vodka?
of my voice? Andy, that was Claire.
Oh, I didn't mean to make fun of his voice. I felt he missed the point of what Pasta was trying to do. An interspersing of live with pre-recorded, I think actually is quite a refreshing change from what we hear of all live all the time.
I actually, Brain,
And
I
I think
that it's funny.
sharing personal experience is what I'd like really try and get other people to do, because really, like, when people share their personal experience, I find it really interesting. Don't you, Claire?
I do. You know, I find your stories interesting. I don't find everybody interesting, no. But I find your stories interesting. I was really locked in when, you know, once you were into a story, I was locked in.
Kelly, what is your thoughts? How come you're not telling us?
Is she still typing?
No, she just won't answer.
Well, I'm not Kelly's cup of tea. Maybe she wants me to just sort of drop off so she can. I'm definitely not Kelly's cup of tea.
There's some experience,
sure.
Not some experience. My impression of Claire. Do you mind?
You're going to do an impression of Claire?
I used to think, no, but I used to not like Claire, and I've really started to really like Claire, because Claire really is dedicated to trying to entertain people. He really wants to.
Well, so are you. So is this whole crew. That's what I'm telling people. There's money to be made with this crew of people. We just need to monetize it somehow and entertain and tell stories.
Kelly says it's not a show.
You want to know how to monetize it, Claire?
Yeah, have somebody pay you to be on their show.
Go out, get a job, and work. That's what I find works.
Well, that's why I still have to work. I would rather that all my work was focused on this kind of stuff instead of the day job stuff that I actually have to do to make a living.
Don't you find Reggie's
People
entertaining?
that are here are on welfare right now of these blabbers.
Which blabbers?
Well, everybody that's not pod trasher. I see a lot of faces I don't recognize and don't know you, but this is pod trash. And well, anyways, we're all kind of. But these new strangers, like Pasta, these people that are following you have quite a following. You must be kind of proud of that, because even if they're disrespecting you, they're here.
Robin, who is that guy?
At least daily. I'd think daily would probably be your best show, if maybe not twice daily. 2 hours in the afternoon, 2 hours in the afternoon. But you got to
That's Bruce.
Be respectful of
Bruce.
some of the people. Give Robin a break. She's a really hard-working girl. Fucking broad's busting her ass. So
love Robin.
Don't give her too much stress. Yeah. And who's this Chad, Robin, that gave you trouble? Would you like? Where does he live?
No one knows.
Who's talking, Robin? Robin, who's talking?
That's Bruce. But listen.
My name is Bruce. How are you?
No, Chad and I fixed it. It's fine. I just was saying that's why I doxed him when I did back then, because I didn't know that doxing was bad, and I was really frustrated.
You were able to dox him with
a hammer on his fingertips?
No, I didn't.
Information about him?
No, I didn't dox him. I tried to dox him, but I was because
attempted
Pasta
she
said
fucked up.
Pasta said that it's bad to dox someone, and I was saying that he said once you dox once, you're out. That's it. And I said I doxed, but I think it didn't count because I didn't know.
You fucked up.
You can do whatever the fuck you want, princess.
I think that I did though.
The truth is, as much as it started out poorly, I think Robin and Chad are friends now.
Yeah, exactly. So I was saying that I feel like I should be forgiven for my dox.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Don't worry.
I didn't know that
Should
it was
I take
bad.
a hammer to his hand just for fun, please?
Where are you going to find his hand?
Robin.
It's the end of his
How
arm.
do you pronounce pasta? Robin, how do you pronounce pasta?
Pasta?
Canadian
She
way.
says pasta. You say pasta.
People think it's
What are you supposed to say?
Pasta.
people think it's funny. I don't know.
No. Robin taught us all how to talk.
Pasta.
Craft dinner. That's what you guys call it. You know it.
Because Brain, when I did it, I didn't mean to. I didn't know that it was not a thing that you weren't. I didn't know you weren't supposed to do it because I didn't know about the internet. You know that doxing is bad, right?
Okay, you were being attacked ferociously.
I was being attacked ferociously, and I didn't know that you weren't supposed to dox because I was new to the internet. So anyway, I think Chad forgives me.
My favorite memory is Robin with logos all over her T-shirt.
Oh yeah.
I met you.
Yeah, because I was impersonating Ivy.
Yeah. You did a lot of good impersonations back in the day, Robin.
Well, like I can dress up like someone, but I don't do a good like talking impersonation.
Yeah, but as I recall, you had the mannerisms of one other person down pretty well too.
Because, well, with Ivy, I can't do people's voices or anything, but the only thing is that she always like would name drop everything.
Right.
What did Chad do? It was just like he didn't like me at the time, and he posted a lot of mean memes, and I would cry.
Well, he posted a lot of mean memes about one of my girlfriends like 3 years ago too, and it turned out she was a rat fink. So I ended up saying, "Hey, Chad, you were onto something."
Oh, maybe I should thank Chad. Sorry, Chad.
Well, I don't know.
You were right.
I don't know why Chad didn't call in tonight.
Yeah, that's weird.
Surprised. It is weird.
I don't know.
How many people did you end up having in the Discord, Pasta?
There's like 23.
I don't know how to track that. Robin, how many?
23.
It's not bad.
And don't you find, Pasta, that's the core audience? Like when I was in Colorado last month and I would post those videos, there's a solid like 25 people that give a fuck, like right off the bat. And then it goes up to like 49, and then if something's really taken off, like that video I posted of my friend Breezy last week, that ended up getting up to 149. But don't you feel like it's a core group, the core cast of characters is like about 45 people, right?
Yeah, and they'll listen to it on replay and whatnot, but it's about 50, 60 people max.
Yeah, 50, 60, but that's a good core. If you think of a tiny little club, you think of a club. That's like 10 or 15 tables in a small comedy club. Think of it that way.
Yeah,
it's a nice little
audience.
There's a fairly tight community, and now like we're incorporating people from Podtrash, which really excites me because we can sort of grow the community and
start a cult.
Listen, I'll help you as needed. I know I'm not a lot of people's cup of tea, and I don't want to talk too much, Pasta. So, listen, I'll help you as much as you want. I'll always be there for color commentary if you'd like.
It's just, Claire, you have to understand, it took a lot of work over a period of time to produce those 5 segments because I didn't do it all in one day.
Right.
And the fact is, I listened to it, and I didn't find it all that exciting, all of it. Some of it was better than other parts.
Pasta Cat, you can't grow a cult if you don't find new followers. Otherwise, it's just a small cult, and you need to. He wants to grow it.
Like a chia pet?
Yeah.
Like,
and
again,
you do say past.
I think people sharing their personal experience,
like the word
really
past. You say that. Oh, actually, that's where you get it. The word past and then pasta.
Yeah.
Pasta.
No, that sounds weird to me. I don't like it.
I know that's weird. I've never heard anybody say pasta.
Maybe it's a Canadian thing.
It's pasta.
What do you say, pasta?
How do I pronounce it?
Yeah.
Do you know what? Do you know why I have that name?
No.
Dago?
Oh,
There's
because
a story
of Jimmy?
really behind it.
Because
the reason I have
Jimmy
that
Linguini
name is because Jimmy Linguini was trolling my friend Robin.
Oh.
And I chose the name Jimmy Pasta Fagioli to troll him back.
Oh.
Yes.
And
Pasta.
Yes, Nick.
End the show with your top 3 fuck yous. You say, fuck you this guy, fuck you this guy, and fuck you that guy. End the show. That's it. Wrap it.
He wants you to end right on the top of the hour.
End it like that when you end it. Do it that way.
Nick, Robin is moderating the show.
You're not listening.
So talk to her.
No, it's your show. It's your show.
It's Robin's show. She's moderating. That can't speak. Can I get another vodka and come back?
Sure.
I'll be back.
Okay.
Don't go away.
Okay. I have to go to bed soon, though.
I'm still an alcoholic.
Seems like it.
Robin, can you give us a preview of anything that Whoosh might be working on?
Not
bathroom.
Not so much. Whoosh, do you want to preview anything? Do you want to preview anything? What? What?
What is wrong with this guy? How long do you want to do the show?
I don't know.
Nick, he went to get another vodka.
So,
well, God damn it.
I mean,
we need an ending here, no?
Yep.
Robin's fucking sleepy over there.
Who asked if I was an alcoholic?
Let's go, Pasta.
It's that other guy, the Bruce guy. Hi, Bruce. Whatever.
Shut up,
I think
Claire,
it's
you
evening.
fucking
Okay,
idiot.
Nick.
Top three. Give your top three fuck yous and say peace, and that's it. Drop the goddamn mic and go home.
Okay, Nick. I didn't want to have to do this, Nick. Nick, I didn't want to have to do this.
Yeah, are you an alcoholic, Pasta? Or were you an alcoholic, or do you think you're don't believe you're an alcoholic?
Close, but I decided to partake in libation for the show because I'm an inhibited guy.
Bruce.
Fair enough,
And I felt I had to loosen up for the show.
Little libation never hurts.
But I don't do anything anymore much.
Not even marijuana or hash? I sent you a picture of the hash.
Well, for years I did. I stopped, and I don't do any of that anymore.
They legalized it. What a kick in the balls, huh?
Oh, they legalized it here, and it's interesting that I would stop when they legalized it. You know, the
GTA,
fact is I do not do that.
You're from the GTA?
Yes.
No, Kelly's saying, "Oh my God,
My name is
Pasta, and please end it."
Bruce, are you in the GTA? Bruce?
Trust me. No,
I'm in Buffalo.
Yeah, listen, Kelly. I love you, but call it. Robin is the moderator.
Why doesn't Kelly call in?
She seems to have a lot of
can't at
opinions about
night
the show.
because it's not possible.
What are you mixing this drink with? I mean, is it like a 70%? You sound like you're not really buzzed. You should probably chug that one and get another one.
What happened? I'll tell you what happened. I ran out of mix, and I'm just drinking straight vodka now.
Oh.
Whoa.
What kind?
Stolshinoya.
Grey Goose, Stoli, some
Stoli.
Rat Gut.
Hank says, FYI, I think I ruined this whole recording. Why? What did you do? You didn't even...
Oh, Hank was supposed to be recording it for me in case you didn't.
Oh, it always records when you're on air.
Oh, yeah.
No, listen, I would like to have a memento of this particular podcast in case it never happens again.
Oh, I could send
it's going to happen again.
You
You know it is.
to send it.
This has to happen.
Bruce.
You know it's going to happen again.
I'll
it's
help
just
you
a
out
question
getting
of
it
when.
back on. It's not a big deal.
Oh, look. Bruce says he will host it, too.
I offered to help you out.
Again, I think if we have enough fun here, then everyone will come back and everyone will contribute.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I scare people away. Trust me. You'll have 3 listeners by the time I get done yelling at them.
No, the only person, Nick will enjoy this, actually. The only person from Pod Trash that I absolutely could not stand, would you like to know?
Max.
Which was Maxwell.
Yeah.
Why was that? He was a sweetheart. Some things need to be
I thought he was
said.
a racist, and I thought he was an ugly hater. I just didn't like him.
Yeah.
Well, he did admit to felonies, which I wasn't too fond of doing that and throwing others on the bus, but he spoke his
I
mind.
just thought he was a white trash.
Yeah, he did wish death on a lot of people all the time.
Did any of them die?
I wasn't too fond of.
Okay. There was another problem, which was Robin is my friend, and if you disrespect Robin, I don't like you.
Did he stiff you on a bunch of Xanax too?
Yeah, right.
So you take Xanax?
I've never done that. I have no idea what it's like.
No. I mean, what's the furthest you've gone on the scale? Like, have you done H when you were over in Europe?
But I did H in Toronto.
Hey, Bruce, can I ask you a drug question?
Only once.
Go ahead.
Can I ask Bruce a drug question?
This is Pasta's thing, so if he allows it, I will answer.
Pasta, can I ask Bruce a drug question? I'll take that as a yes.
But that's a yes.
Okay. Bruce, what about acid and pasta? Same question to you, too. Acid. How many times?
What about it?
Bruce
How many times?
does it every day, a few times a day.
I can answer that. I'll answer that as soon as Bruce does, sure.
Okay, dollar for dollar, your best drug thing if you've got like 75 hours to waste and you don't need to be on your best game. It's not for me. I've done it, but yeah. I prefer mushrooms from hallucinogenics.
I've never done acid.
You were a
Bruce's
mushrooms
answer
person,
is very,
correct?
is very similar to mine.
It's similar to mushrooms. The entire opening up of your inner core and everything's up for self-examination. That happens.
It's just more, right?
It's just more intense, yeah.
Yeah, I found mushrooms were enough for me.
I never did mushrooms, but one time I came home from work and my friends spiked my coffee with acid.
No.
And I went to the washroom, and it hit me while I was peeing because the toilet started coming up in my face and going away. Something is wrong.
How long did that whole thing last after they dosed you?
Probably about 40 hours. I
took
a subway trip downtown. I remember going to the washroom and having a really weird experience, which I won't describe now. I'll save it for another podcast. But it was experience I ever had. I wouldn't say it was exactly a wonderful experience, but it was memorable. I'm sort of glad it happened, but I'm also sad it happened. I don't know how to explain it.
Why are you sad
better.
it happened? What makes you sad about it?
All right, guys, we're going to see you next week. Pasta's planning another show. We're going to do something big, and it's over. Have a good night.
Let's stick to the wrap-up on the PASTACAST.
We are cutting off the phone calls at this time, and have a good one, everybody. Good night.
Thank
He's
you.
a grouch.
Who the fuck was that?
Nick.
Nick trying to end the show.
Nick keeps ending
You know
it.
what? I know. I'll tell you, Robin, can I explain Nick to you?
Yeah.
All he eats is pizza.
Oh, really?
I'm serious. Every night he eats pizza. It's the only meal he has every day. And for years.
Has he been married for 2 years now? Over 2 years?
Because he's been married for 2 years. I think he's a really great guy.
Do they have
I
a
also
baby?
think he's a very strange human being in a good way.
Do they have a baby?
I think so. I wish they did, because I think it would make their life better.
And Pasta, guess what else you forgot about Nick? He's an entertainer. Nick's an entertainer.
He's amazing.
He's an
amazing.
entertainer? He's a good egg?
Nick. That guy Nick.
No,
that
he
guy
really
Nick.
is.
Just
He's
kept
a
calling.
good egg?
He's a good egg and an entertainer to
And
boot.
he loves Ava.
Yeah.
These are all Nick facts.
He's got it all.
You know what? Nick really does. I wanted to talk to Nick about something tonight.
What?
I'll put it out there right now, which is,
Okay.
Nick, you think America is great. America controls 40% of the wealth. The average American income is $59,000 unless you consider the fact that 40% of the wealth is owned by 1% of the people. Nick, America's great, but it ain't that great.
Well, I think that's a good point, and I think I have to go to bed now.
Pasta, thank you so much for letting me come on. Congratulations on your first show.
Everyone else did. Robin, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And thank you to Whoosh and Robin, too, for letting the platform be open for this tonight.
Yes, thank you.
Whoosh is an amazing guy.
He is.
And
He hates
I got to tell you,
Canada,
he
though.
looks just like the new Spock on Star Trek Discovery. Tell him to watch that. He looks like the new Spock on Star Trek Discovery.
Except, have you ever noticed how much he hates Canada?
He loves being here. He really does.
Yeah.
You know why?
Why?
The poutine.
Yeah, the poutine. He loves poutine and smoked meat. Okay.
Thank you,
A
everybody.
delicacy, I guess.
Smoked meat?
well, whatever poutine was.
Yeah.
We'll
if
see
you
you
listen
all
closely.
again.
Yes. Thank you
Thank
so
you, Pasta.
much.
Thank you, Robin.
Claire.
Thank you, Whoosh.
Okay. Bye.